What's up guys, YST here and welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. And today we are live on the test server to showcase a team that I've been working on all day today. It's currently 9 PM in the UK, but I really want to give you guys as much information as possible to switch up your own compositions to take down the Phantom Shogun's Grove. So in the team that I'm going to be showing today, there's going to be no resets, as most of you guys were saying in the comment section before that Kaima is just not an opportunity to use due to the fact you're using them elsewhere. That's completely understandable. I was kind of in the same boat as well. Also, Gnut is not in the game yet. Well, he is technically, but I don't believe anyone can get him yet from the fusion. So really trying to highlight him in the meantime is basically a waste of time, right? Unless somebody out there manages to summon him. Also, I don't have a Krizia, so we're not going to be showing that. And I'm only ever going to be using one max HP champion. But I really do feel like the team that I've come up with is very flexible. And let me know, guys, do you want to see more Phantom Shogun's content? As I believe that not a lot of people seem to be like they want to farm it, which I do get as well. Like, most players just want to do the ascensions for their gear. And this just seems like crazy energy for the return of getting minimal substats in a sense on your gear. So it seems like maybe the top 5% of players are really going to be striving for this, right? So if we go in here, let's just equip anything or go into any of these gears. And we find somebody with actual gear on their account, that would be amazing. So let's just say I wanted to do this piece. The Ascensions will give you crit damage, probably the best thing you can get from here. HP, attack or defense. So there's no percentage stats, right? As well as if we go in here, there's the chance to get percentage stats from the actual gear themselves from farming the Sand Devil's Necropolis. And I just feel like a bunch of players might be farming the Sand Devils over this for that simple reason. Unless you're really trying to mid-max and compete in the highest stages of the arena. But of course, many players might want to do the lower floors and just get a few Ascensions to get some bonus stats on gear that they've already got on their accounts. Which, you know, it's new content, might be a bit of fun for players. And that's probably something I'll be doing as well. Also on the rings, we have got HP, attack or defense. So no percentage once again. And then on here we can get resistance or accuracy, very similar to the banners. So I don't know, guys. You guys let me know what you feel about this. Is this something you're going to be farming? Or are you actually interested in seeing more compositions? And be sure to hit that like and subscribe button just so I know that you guys are actually on board with this stuff, because it is very time consuming to come up with these strategies, especially that there's not really a bunch on YouTube yet. I'm basically just deep diving myself and, you know, trying to work these things out. So the team that I've come up with today, now hear me out. The fundamentals of this comp basically is to counter the mechanics of the boss, where you need blessings in order to reduce the shade counters that's going to be ramping up, where he's going to start ignoring specific conditions. And when it gets to a certain threshold, you get absolutely shredded. Now, what I will say is, this team is actually versatile in a sense, and that all comes down to Riho Bone Spear. The decreased attack is nice, decreased defense and weaken's nice, but it's not actually amplifying the damage of anybody that's in my composition. So simply replacing Riho with another cleanser, maybe a second Wythir crowned, or you guys in the comment section below, get involved and let me know which other champions would you like to put into this slot to kind of just play the role of the cleanser where I put the Riho. Because I'm actually not close to dying whatsoever in this team. We're using Ninja, that was a free champion before. If you hang tight with me today in today's video, we'll try out Artak straight afterwards and swap all of the gear over, just to try and prove that there's no need to have this DPS. He's just the best option if you don't want to use multiple max HP champions. And of course, there's the blessing on him that's really playing to my advantage, and I do want to highlight that before trying out other teams. Coldheart, 3-star blessing. We've got a 3-star blessing on Wythir crowned, and then also a 3-star on Mithrala Lifebane. But what's really fun about this composition is I've not actually changed the gear that I would actually use elsewhere. And that's what's phenomenal here. Riho Bone Spear, the same gear I would use elsewhere. Mithrala Lifebane is still in high perception. Ninja's in the same build that I used for the Sand Devil's Necropolis. But I've just brought it over to this one in the exact same stats. And he's doing the job for me. Coldheart, the same I'd use for Spider. And yeah, pretty much that's what I really like about this team. You're not having to lower the speeds of your Kaimar and put the highest crit damage on your Mithrala Lifebane. I've kind of altered it in a way where it's really optimal for you guys as the players. So let's just go into the team and show you guys how it's working on the hardest stage. So I put my Enfeeble tank as Wythir the Crowned because she's only got one ability that actually hits the boss, and I built her an Affinity Breaker to try and counter the weak hits that we would be placing on the boss itself. At this point here, we have cleansed it for Mithrala or Riho Bone Spear to cleanse off the spreaded debuffs, so the rest of our champions don't get weak hits, therefore the shade counter won't be growing. As you see right above, we have only got a 0 counter on this boss, and it's really playing to our advantage here. Birds are going out all of the time, Enfeeble tank staying on Wythir the Crowned. And as you see here, we're nowhere near dying. Like, the whole reason why I brought Riho into the team is because in the other teams I was using, I was really struggling. But if you can literally have a cleanser in that position that does a heal as well, look at this. Look at this, guys. You know what I mean? You can just see where the versatility can come from. Like, maybe put Artak where Ninja is. Nobody is dying because I've speed tuned it in a way that's very technical to make sure that we're never mitigated in terms of shade counter, and everybody's taking the turns where they need to do whilst the Enfeeble is stripped off. And I feel like that's very important. The shield buff of Mithrala is also amazing. Cleanse going through once again from a Riho Bone Spear. Increased defense going out. There we go. Keeping the shade counter down. We've not even got to like 15 yet, guys. So it just really shows how valuable this composition is. And this would carry on no matter who the DPS champions are. Do I want to bring in a second Coldheart? Why not? Do I want to go in and face with Gnut in the future? Absolutely, right? It's all opportunities. Now, what we're going to do is, before we kind of go into the Artak stuff, because I know he's a free champion, and many of you guys might be excited to use that champion, I actually feel like using another Coldheart. Why not? Let's just put this here. We're going to go first choice. And yeah, we should be good to go. We should be good to go. I do want to make sure that she's not super fast, because I have got a speed tuned with the Coldhearts. So we've got 211, 176. So let's just go into this run now with the double Coldhearts, and you're going to see we're going to have no problems. The Enfeeble tank is going to stay on Mithrala Lifebane, or should I say Wythir the Crowned. But what's phenomenal about that champion is she's got, as I said before, she has 2 abilities where she's not hitting the boss to kind of mitigate all of that bad stuff. But she's also got a form of healing, which is really, really nice. I can't recall if she was a guaranteed or something like that, or she was in a recent 10x event. But I know that a bunch of players might not be using Wythir the Crowned in this day and age and can really give her a value, especially if you've got 2 of them. It's going to be amazing, and then you don't need someone like Riho Bone Spear to come in and do the job. So keeping everything down, no problems. But the only downside is, once again, you're going to need blessings in order for this to become effective. See that? The same rotation is happening every single time. We're not really cheesing this whatsoever. It took a while to get the speed tune on point, not gonna lie, but we got there in the end, and I'm really happy with the results. Alright, Heartseeker's going through. Now you can see this is where someone like Ninja is obviously more optimal, right? Ninja's putting in an amazing job here, but I'm not sure who was quicker. I think he was around 1 minute 30. You guys let me know in the comments. Can't remember. Here we go. Keeping everything down. Look at those counters. Still on 0. So it went up by 8 there. We're going to keep dropping that down before the boss's next turn. Enfeeble goes out. Everything's going to be ready to cleanse off on its next turn. Nice heal. Cleanse. There we go. And if Mithrala didn't do it, then Riho Bone Spear would do it. I put it in that cycle where either of the 2 can do it, and you'll be completely fine. But I feel like that Smite as well, if you guys can implement Smite into your team, you're going to see so much value coming out of that, because we've got it below that counter, so the boss cannot kind of be immune to that in a sense. Sorry comes through, because that's an amazing one as well, which I will discuss in today's video of the best optimal blessings that I feel like are going to be viable. So basically how that works is, if we go into one of the boss's skills with the shade counter, he becomes no damage from poison debuffs after 10. We're not really caring about that. He receives no damage from HP burn, so once you want to use Ninja, you need to make sure you've got enough blessings to stay below 20 at any given time to enable those burns. And then also Smite is in that same playing field. So as you see here, you want to have at least 3-star blessings on multiple champions. At least 3, I would say. Doesn't matter who they are as long as you got the fundamentals. And then you'll be well on your way to complete this. And if the shade counter reaches 40 or higher, then ignoring defense comes through and it's like bow. And also at 30, max HP gets destroyed as well. So what I'm going to do is let me just quickly put the gear on Artak. I'm actually very interested to know if it can work. Do you know what? We'll go through all of the stats and masteries now whilst we're here. So Mithrala Lifebane is in normal gear, right? Like it wasn't something else. I did switch it up a little bit. So it's not an amazing Mithrala. But the fundamentals are still here, guys. We got high accuracy, we got high speed, high sustainability. Everything you want on Mithrala, I've implemented into this build. And I'm going at 258 to 260 speed as kind of the threshold that I found valuable. But if you kind of drop down the thresholds a little bit, you might be able to find alternatives. We're not really caring about the accuracy, if I'm honest. It's mainly just the cleanse and the shield for the protection and the strengthen as well, just to keep our enfeeble tank alive. The increased defense is decent as well, with some hex out there and some poisons, but it all comes into fruition from the Brimming Silex on the A3. Masteries, we've got it in Giant Slayer. You know, depends on where you want to use your Mithrala Lifebane, but for anybody that's banking on the accuracy, don't worry about it. You're completely fine. Blessings, Soul Reap. Phenomenal, right? Because we've got it on a 3-star, so the target's HP. Man, I got something in my chest. Sorry, guys. The target's HP, once it reaches a threshold of 8%, you'll be able to come through with Soul Reap, and then kaboom, the boss is going to be down. And I love to use this for the Iron Twins Fortress as well, so I'm really double dipping in terms of utility for my Mithrala. Now, another reason I wanted to use her, I was trying to use other champions as well. It's the accuracy aura, guys, because it's got that same Iron Twins effect in a sense. The thresholds are extremely high, and if we do not, like, let's just say our Riho Bone Spear here, she's at 500. Without the aura, she's not placing any debuffs on the highest stage. But I think I got away with around 500 on stage 24. I'm not sure of the exact stats at the moment, but her plus the aura was really playing out for me there. So, just speaking from personal experience. With the crown, now I was trying around with Affinity Breaker, not necessary. But it basically now with the buff has a 50% chance to change a weak hit into a critical hit, trying to alleviate some of those bad hits, right? Once you've got Enfeeble, that becomes protected on your Enfeeble tank. Now, what I've done is I have taken off all accuracy to make it a little bit easier. And I've basically gone for the highest crit damage in my team, being 221, 246 speed, kind of sitting in that realm of my other cleansers as well. But she's mainly just to heal herself and stuff, I guess. And high HP. Now, this is not crazy crit damage, guys. Like, you don't need a ton. On my, what's the name? Coldhearts. We're sitting at 212 and 207. So we're well below that threshold for someone like Wythir the Crown to come in. Put a crit damage gauntlet on. Put a crit damage glove on as well. And, you know, some HP percent everywhere else. You'll be good to go. So that's basically how I built her. All these champions are fully booked as a disclaimer. And I have still got my timely intervention on from the arena encounters. Works completely fine. But if you want to go War Master, happy days, right? Enjoy yourself. Riho Bone Spears in random gear. We haven't even got any set bonuses. I was just trying to reach stats for the video. We're going at 497 accuracy plus the 80 from Mithrala's aura. 257 speed. And my Mithrala was at 258. So they're basically in the same ballpark, like 1 speed discrepancy. And yeah, she's fully booked. HP, defense, none of that matters. You just need accuracy because we've got the Enfeeble tank. Therefore, we're not taking any AoE damage, right? Masteries, same as elsewhere, guys. We've got an Eagle Eye in here. So if you cannot reach the accuracy thresholds and you're struggling a bit, put that mastery on, boom, you're good to go. Because this is not where our DPS is coming from. But what makes it one of the best choices, and I would actually go as far to say the best champion in the game for this boss, it basically the pressure points, because we've got decreased defense, decreased attack, weaken, decreased crit rate. But the two main highlights is decreased attack and decreased crit rate. I would have said someone like Dark Hill could have been optimal, but he doesn't bring in that cleanse, and that heal is just phenomenal. But depending on your guys' stats, you might not have the need for someone else like this, and you can simply use a healer, but you just need to make sure that you're surviving the onslaught without decreased attack in the team, pretty much. Where in that team we just watched, guys, nobody even hit below 50%, right? So it seems like we'll be in a good place potentially without that, but definitely worth bringing it in if you can. So that's Riho Bone Spear. Coldheart's pretty slow, 176. We got, what's this, 185. I like to sit below 190 to give my speed champions in my cleansers a great opportunity to cut in and do the job. And then my ninja's in the same build that I'd be using for the Sand Devil's Necropolis. And he's going at 470 accuracy, a decent speed at 220. And it all comes down to that burn detonation really pumping out the damage there, because we're below that 20 shade counter at any given time. So we got a 3-star blessing, 3, 3, 3, 3, pretty much. 4 out of 5 because Riho Bone Spear's got none. And then we're also, even this isn't really playing a big field in it, guys. This is the thing. Like, because she's getting weak hits, she's always our enfeeble tank. We're not really getting a value from the blessings in a sense, as much as we would from the other 3. So I guess look at your roster. Can you kind of replicate something in a similar style and then go from there? Because if we have a look here, guys, we go into my only awakened champions. You can see there's like, what, Ruella in here. She could be an option. Didn't have decreased attack or cleanse though, but I did show her in my previous video if you want to see the world's fastest team, in my opinion, to take down the boss with a Gnut. Then I had stuff like Demiffa. You know, he does have that potential to remove block damage and remove buffs. I didn't really want to play with that. And the heal isn't substantial enough for what I was trying to do. But then away from that, I haven't really got any blessings for champions. Like, I could show Mariska. You guys want to see that? I didn't think so. But you could use her. We've got turn meter fills. We've got heals. We've got full restoration of max HP. And also an ally attack to potentially reduce the counters even more. So Mariska, phenomenal option. Going to be amazing for players. And then we've got Yumiko that can kind of send the debuffs back with the Hex. And can really play to your advantage with some resets. And then kaboom. Reset your max HPs. You'll be well on your way to victory. Even someone like Tuhanara, cleansing every single turn, can really take off those enfeebles for you and put in a great job. Or simply look for high star blessings like Geomancer I've got here. And that'll be pretty nice as well. I was even considering Mountain King, right? Because if I took out one of those Coldhearts and put Mountain King there, that's a 5-star blessing of DPS. It'd be really cool to see that. Maybe we could try it out in today's video, but actually maybe not. We haven't got the gear, guys. We haven't got the gear. Or even like Richoff the Bold. Poison damage, 6-star blessing. Really comes down to the DPS that you guys value the most. Put it in one of the 2 slots where Coldhearts are, pretty much. Or the Ninja was. And that's how flexible it is, right? Pretty much. So where's Artak? Artak, where are you, buddy? Wait, let's picture memory. Ninja's gear. We got 2 perceptions, 4 regeneration. Let's try replicate that onto Artak here. So let's just try this team now with the Artak. I've had to take his speed all the way down in case he cuts in. There is block passive skills, so maybe his passive won't work, maybe. Where he increases his speed a bit. But let's see. So detonation of burns of Riho Bone Spear. Hopefully this works. It's just a theory. I wasn't really planning to showcase Artak today. So nice. Burns going through again. Keep those down. The problem is we don't have super high star blessings now. So that can be detrimental. Because we was kind of banking on those 3 stars, right? Of our other champions. Alright, here we go. Keeping everything down. Cleansing. Tension go in here. Detonations, decrease attack. Let's keep that down, Coldheart. We're banking on you. You and Mithrala Lifebane, we're really needing you right now. Nice, so the burns. Well, it actually took it down a tick, but it's got put back up by 8 because of the weak hit with the Unfeeble. Heart Seekers. I should have brought in my Mountain King for this one. That'd have been fun. Lens. So it looks pretty self-sailing up until now. So maybe he is a viable option. I wouldn't say it's as fast as a ninja, but if we can find the optimal speeds and the right star blessings for you guys out there, really good option, right? Come on, Artak, you need to take a turn here, please. Oh, this is... Oh, no. We've got him out of sync, guys. We've got him just out of sync. We need to get some damage on here. Oh, it's not... Oh, we've got it down a little bit. So the speed tune's off, I would say, with the Artak. But if we can actually work together and find out the optimal speed tune, I can see this being a strategy. Absolutely. We might still win, actually, to be fair. Keep those debuffs up. We need those up to survive. Are we going to get the cleanse on time? All right, perfect. Ideal with the Withers coming in clutch here to help us out. See, we can't get any burns because we're above that 20 count now. So this is an issue. All right, boom. That's going to ramp it up a lot. Okay, no, that was the Affinity Breaker coming into effect, right? If I'm not mistaken. See, Artak is just cutting in, but we got another cleanse. Perfect. Increase attack. I feel like I'm commentating a football match. I'm so scared here. I really wanted to get a victory. I really wanted to get a victory. Nice. Enfeeble staying on our targets. We get... Oh, see, it does seem like it's working, guys. So Affinity Breaker. And we actually won. We actually won with Artak. Wow. Well, I guess, guys, wait, that's really surprised me because 3-star Blessing, 3-star that's kind of like half not working unless you've got Affinity Breaker to counter the shade counters. So definitely bringing that in on your Enfeeble target seems to be optimal here. Mithrala Life Bane, Riho Bone Spit, as I said, as you've seen there as well, that could be absolutely any cleanser. Like, we wasn't close to dying whatsoever. I wouldn't be too worried about it in the builds that I'm using today. And you'll be well on your way to victory, I believe. But if you want to be on the safe side, trying to implement some decreased attack with someone like an Artak, right? He's bringing that in. And we're not really caring about decreased defense anyway. Decreased crit rate's nice. But with such a tanky and feeble target, there's going to be no chance in him getting through that. But yeah, guys, on that note, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. If you do enjoy the videos, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button as we are trying to reach 30,000. And it would mean the world to me to get there before my birthday. And yeah, have an amazing rest of your weekend and I'll catch you guys in a video soon. Peace.